Greetings, I am Pastor Walter Chick McGill from Guys, Tennessee. I'm the senior pastor of the Creation Seventh-day and Adventist Church there. I've been in a trademark lawsuit conflict with the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists since 2006. Several letters have been written to the General Conference President, Neil N.C. Wilson, by me, and I've received no responses. Today I'm reading yet another open letter dated February 23rd, 2013. Mr. Wilson, an open letter to you from my desk was dated August 24th, 2012. The nature of my writing had to do with freedom of conscience, and specifically regarding your personal article on the subject as published in your church paper. This marks a third failure on your part to acknowledge receipt of my letters. No answer or rebuttal from you or any of your staff. Shortly after your religious freedom article was published, there appeared in the September 20 Adventist Review a more specific church response to, quote, the case of Walter McGill that received some exposure in the public press, unquote. This, More Than a Name treatise by Benjamin D. Scown, served as the SDA's best attempt at church-wide damage control. Finally, on November 12, 2012, a letter drafted to me from the General Conference out-of-house law firm was posted and emailed to my attention. This two-page document, laced with the spirit of lordship, gave me notice that only two individuals in the world are authorized by the SDA plaintiffs to discuss the trademark conflict between myself and the whole Seventh-day Adventist denomination. You, Mr. President, were not included. Was this an avoidance decision on your part, or are your advisors seeking to buffer you from this annoying disturbance? I hope you are aware by now that your corporate image has suffered degradation resulting from your legal activities, and the ripple effect continues around the globe. Will we ever hear what Ted N.C. Wilson has to say about corporate Adventists jailing so-called offshoot Adventist believers, all in the name of the Lord? Will you go on record as how the Walter McGill trademark case is exempted from liberty of conscience application? Many souls await your review and apology. There is also an international online petition available for you to sign at your convenience. Please see www.libertypetition.com. During most of the 6 years of litigation between the SDA plaintiffs and McGill, the media lid was sealed tightly. Nothing was heard about the lawsuit except through a few minor independent Adventist tabloids. The world members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church were effectively shielded from what their leadership was executing on their behalf. It was further hidden from view how an enormous amount of sacred donations was being spent to stop McGill and his associates from employing any form of Seventh-day or Adventist in their church promotions, advertising, websites related to religious observances and missionary services within the United States jurisdiction. I do not know if any money was paid by your organizations to media consultants, as was the case in the 1993 Waco tragedy, wherein the General Conference machine paid approximately $250,000 to media consultants in order to distance the SDA Church from the Branch Davidian group. That offshoot organization ordinarily employed the name Branch Davidian Seventh-day Adventists. While SDA avoided media coverage, blame for the whole fiasco at Waco can be leveled against the General Conference machinery, since a leak was widely published how Communications Department's Director Shirley Burton took an active part in contacting authorities about the developing situation there in Texas. Irrational fears and paranoia, coupled with exaggerated circumstances, made for a condition that became volatile and eventually cost many innocent lives. However, the Seventh-day Adventist denomination managed to escape the ordeal unscathed. SDA looked the other way, while precious souls were distanced from them, and that to their death. What a fresh breath of air it would have been to see the General Conference organizations take a stand of religious liberty advocacy in behalf of those Branch Davidian Adventists. It is possible, and even probable, many lives could have been saved. So, your denomination has been inclined toward cowardice when confronted with offshoot challenges, and the same sort of character is being manifested in our present conflict. I want to share with you some relevant paragraphs from the notice I received from your authorized SDA legal representatives. It seems reasonable for a man of your standing to know precisely what is being dispatched on your behalf and that of your church constituency. Quoting from the letter, "As you know, this firm represents the General Conference Corporation of Seventh-day Adventists and the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, collectively referred to as SDA. The owner of the trademarks Seventh-day Adventist, and SDA, the marks." Unquote. My comment: the name of said firm is Adams and Reese, LLP. Next quote from the letter. As you know, the District Court for the Western District of Tennessee issued an injunction order which permanently enjoins you and your associates from using the mark Seventh-day Adventist, including the use of the word Seventh-day or Adventist, or the acronym SDA, either together, apart, or as a part of, or in combination with any other words, phrases, acronyms, or designs, or any mark similar thereto or likely to cause confusion therewith in the sale, offering for sale, distribution, promotion, provision, or advertising of any products and services, and including on the internet and any domain name, keywords, meta tags, links, and any other use for the purpose of directing internet traffic at any locality in the United States, unquote. My comment: according to the stipulations of this injunction order, Mr. Wilson, we may not change our name to Creation Seventh-day Baptist, if we were so disposed. Be assured, however, that we cannot change our name even under the pain of death. Next quote from the letter. It has come to our client's attention that despite the foregoing, you and your associates, separately and collectively referred to as you and your, are currently using the marks in the name of a church in numerous domain names, on internet websites, and on signs and printed promotional materials. This behavior is egregious, intentionally hostile, calculated, and in direct violation and open disregard of the injunction order. My comment: this is nothing new in the course of events since 1991, when we were organized under the name of Creation Seventh-day Adventists. At the behest of your SDA organizations in 2012, I served 30 days in the San Bernardino Central Detention Center for civil disobedience, which is contempt of court. My conscience does not allow me to cease employing the sacred name of my faith, which was given by God and mandated in vision to me and one other. Next quotation from the letter. In order to avoid any possible misunderstanding, SDA has instructed me to notify you in the clearest terms that SDA maintains and will always maintain its objection to your use of the marks and your violation of the injunction order. SDA insists that you comply with the injunction order and that you not use the marks in violation of its rights." Unquote. My comment: why do you insist on violating my conscience? You travel the world promoting religious liberty, and yet you will always maintain your objection to my free exercise of religion. Next quote from the letter. "Please be advised that in addition to me, only Andrea D. Saunders of SDA's legal department is authorized by SDA to communicate with you regarding this matter. Any future communications are to be directed in writing to Mrs. Saunders at 12501 Old Columbia Pike, Silver Spring, Maryland 20904, or me. Communications you may engage in regarding this matter with anyone else, whether oral or written, are unauthorized, are not binding on SDA, and may not be relied upon by you." Unquote. My comment: by writing to you regarding this ongoing conflict and religious crisis, I am in violation of Attorney Joel T. Galanter's letter to me, as he has authorized me to communicate about this matter with only Andrea D. Saunders of SDA's legal department and Joel T. Galanter himself. Do you not perceive how your legal team now seeks to restrict my personal communications regarding this matter? Sir, I am not obliged to be restricted by any human or organization of humans when it comes to my personal communications and or exercise of my religion. When I visit your church properties, I always act in a manner that would glorify my Father in heaven. I have never demonstrated any other attributes than that of a Christian gentleman, and I never intend to alter my deportment from that holy example. I am eager to hear your view of this conflict that has caused a great deal of needless inconvenience and suffering. I am committed to holding you accountable until we find the resolution that God will smile on. I pray you shall agree to obey God rather than men. I will close with a statement I discovered online which describes SDA's declared stand on tolerance. Quoting, a statement on tolerance. Seventh-day Adventists support the United Nations proclamation of 1995 as the Year of Tolerance. This proclamation comes at an opportune time when intolerance is abounding on all continents. Bigoted religious extremism, racism, tribalism, ethnic cleansing, linguistic enmity, and other forms of terrorism and violence. Christians carry their share of blame for the prejudice and inhumanity toward humans. Tolerance, the capacity to endure unfavorable circumstances, is only a beginning. Christians and all people of goodwill must go well beyond this negative concept and develop sympathy for beliefs or practices that not only differ but even conflict with their own. Dialogue is certainly much better than diatribe. Human beings must learn to agree or disagree without violence. They must be able to discuss varying viewpoints without hate or rancor. This does not mean docility or abject submission, but partnership and respect for the equal rights of others. Every person has the right and the responsibility to express both ideas and ideals with verve and vigor, but without reaching the boiling point of violent words or actions. Finally, tolerance, at its best, means not only acceptance of other views and people, but moving in benevolence, responsiveness, and understanding toward others, every human being. This statement was approved and voted by the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists Administrative Committee, ADCOM, and was released by the Office of the President, Robert S. Falkenberg, at the General Conference session in Zurich, the Netherlands, June 29th through July 8th, 1995. Internet source, http://adventist.org/beliefs/statements/ main-stat27.html. In the work of preparing a people to stand in the day of the Lord, I remain your faithful servant in the voluntary bonds of Jesus Christ. Walter Chick McGill, Pastor, the Creation Seventh Day and Adventist Church in Guys, Tennessee. Thank you and good day.